Hello, Crafty Crandall here, and today I have an exciting video for you. I have a book haul. Now, I have not done a book haul yet on my channel, and to be honest, probably won't do one for a while after this because I don't really buy books in large quantities very often. The reason that I did this time is because I wanted to get out of the house, and Barnes & Noble seemed like a good way to go. So I went to Barnes & Noble. I had a lot of gift cards from Christmas, so I didn't actually spend any of my own money on these, which is another thing that I just, if I can buy the ebook, which is cheaper, then I usually will, particularly because after my book unhaul, which if you haven't seen that video, I will leave it linked up above, but after that video, I unhauled so many books. My bookshelves went from like completely full to mostly bare, or at least mostly bare in the sense that I got rid of a lot of my fictional books. And so I don't want to have as much clutter like that again. So honestly, if I don't like any of these books, I'm going to get rid of them pretty quickly, like donate them, because I just don't want to incite that much clutter upon my life again. So that's why you won't see a lot of book hauls on this channel. But without any further ado, let's get into the 4 books that I did buy for this book haul. The first one that I have here is The Gifted School by Bruce Holsinger. I hope that I'm saying that right. You can see I do have a bookmark in this book because I have started reading it. This book is essentially regarding a community called Crystal in Colorado where there are, a lot of affluent families, and we are essentially following the 4 families of these girls and boys, these girls and boys who are potentially going into this gifted school, which has popped up across 4 different districts in their area. So we're following all of those families and the consequences of this gifted school, the pressures that it's putting on these kids, and the strain that it's putting on the families themselves. So we're following both the kids and the parents' perspectives, and it's just really an easy to read, kind of interesting book. I feel like this is a very realistic book, like this could actually happen, and I feel like a lot of the familial drama that's happening is stuff that happens in real life. So this book is no fantasy elements to it whatsoever, and I really wanted that. That's the reason I picked this book up, because I've read so many fantasy books lately, and I just needed a break from it. And so I was just browsing the shelves at Barnes & Noble, and I saw this one, and I love a school setting, so that's what really drew me to it. Obviously the word school is in the title, so I thought that I would pick it up. And to be honest, I have really enjoyed it so far. I really like the perspective of one of the girls' moms, Rose, and the perspective of that. So Rose's daughter is named Emma Q, and her friend Emma Z, she also has a perspective in the novel. So it's really interesting to see both of their perspectives. We also have perspectives from some of the other kids in the community, so not only the kids of the 4 parents who we're kind of following, but also the child and the grandmother of one of the other children who is also vying for this school, although he is not from the affluent area that the other 4 children are. So it's a really interesting book. There's a lot of different perspectives, there's a lot of characters in this book, and I've really been enjoying it so far, and I hope to continue enjoying it, and we'll let you know how it progresses from there. The next book that I have for you is The Magicians by Lev Grossman. This is a book that I am a little bit hesitant to read, but I'm really hoping that it's good. So if you don't know, The Magicians has been adapted into a TV show, and so I've seen the first 4 or so episodes of the TV show and wasn't really sold on it. But essentially what the plot for this book is that we follow a boy as he kind of graduates into college and is accepted into, as we understand it, a college of magic, which kind of feeds into his love for fantastical settings and this magical realm that he's read about his whole life. So as I understand it, the university that it ends up going to is kind of like feeding into the secrets of that series. So I'm excited to read this and figure out more about what it's about. See, I'm the kind of reader who doesn't really read descriptions. Like, I'm not big on like, oh my gosh, I must know everything that this book is about in advance. So if any of my descriptions seemed less less informative than you were hoping. I do apologize. I try to go into books with as little information as possible because I'd like to be surprised. So that's about all I know about this, but as I read it and hopefully enjoy it, I will let you know how it goes. Beyond that, we have another fantasy book. This one was actually on my TBR. So I got 2 books that were not on my TBR, The Gifted School and The Magicians, and then I got 2 books that were on my TBR. So this is one of them, and it is The Black Prism by Brent. This is, as I understand it, a fantasy novel wherein we are following the head of basically the society after a war. So he's like the emperor, also known as a Prism, and has a shortened lifespan, or at least knows when it is that he's going to die. And so as we understand from the description, he finds out that he has a son and kind of has to decide what to do with that knowledge because, as I said, he has a life expectancy that he is already aware of, and so he needs to decide whether to engage with this son or not. And apparently, I'm assuming that the son is from whomever during the war they conquered because it makes it sound like there's a controversy surrounding his son. Again, I don't know for sure, but that's just kind of what I gleaned from the back of the book. So I don't know if that's correct or not, but regardless, I am so excited to read this. This has been on my Goodreads TBR for a while now, and it is like a pretty long series. So there are, 5 books in this series, so I can't wait to read this. They are pretty thick, so this should take a while to read and should, keep me going for a while. So that's very exciting. And then finally, I have Jade City by Fonda. This has been talked about all over BookTube. If you haven't heard about it, I'm surprised because I've heard everybody talking about it. So essentially, as I understand it, this is a magical realm wherein Jade can be used for enhanced abilities and is something that like not everybody has an affinity for or not everybody can use, and it's like a resource that not everybody has access to. But we are following 4 people within a family here as they kind of traverse the aftermath of the war that they've just been in. And if I'm understanding the sequel being Jade War well enough, I'm assuming that they're going to jump right into another war thereafter. I'm not really sure. Again, though, I'm excited to read this. I've heard nothing but good things about it, so I'm hoping that I like it, although I am a little bit worried or nervous that it might be a bit too much of like an urban fantasy kind of feel. I'm hoping that it isn't, but I get kind of like mafia vibes from when everyone talks about it, and so I'm not sure how I'll like that. But regardless, I picked it up because I want to know what all the hype is about, and I hope that I enjoy it. So there you have it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. That is my book haul. I bought these 4 books, and I'm very excited to read them. I, like I said, probably won't do another book haul for quite some time, so I hope that you enjoyed this book. If you'd like to subscribe to my channel, I would really appreciate that. Also, please give this video a like if you liked it. I will catch you in the next one. I post new videos every Tuesday and sometimes on Fridays. Have a good one. Bye!